We all know that Indian agricultural census is a quinquennial census, and the current one with reference year 2010-11 is ninth in the series. However, effective computerization, that too after the fieldwork, started for the 95-96 census, and the databases are built uniformly for the entire country at the stratum level upwards. As a result, the standard set of tables are already web enabled for these censuses. The availability of databases for the consecutive 4 agricultural censuses provide further scope for a modest attempt to bring in more clarity to the agricultural census datasets in a spatio-temporal framework. Hence, an attempt has been made to provide a flexible, basic, minimum tool for its visual approach to facilitate the technical officers in the states and center to handle the voluminous datasets judiciously. The dynamism built in the application for its interactivity surely plays a vital role for its easy handling of multiple dimensions and measures in a varied combinations in a very compact manner. The data viewer facilitates the user to extract results of a particular measure over multiple dimensions or multiple measures over a single dimension, and the results can be viewed over maps, charts and tables in a single or multiple windows as the case may be. With the spatial dimension, one can drill down from the highest to the lowest levels of spatial hierarchies, for instance, state, districts, and tehsils. Necessary local language interface also provided. Most importantly, the module on query by example facilitates the user to frame individual queries using SQL conditions and other functions like min, max, range, etc. And the results can also be viewed over maps, charts, and tables. The charts, maps, and tables can be further customized to suit the reports, and the same can be exported to PDF, Excel, and JPEG formats. The entire exercise was carried out using open source tools Wise, PHP, scripting language with HTML and JavaScript, Apache Web Server, GeoServer to render WMS and WFS spatial layer web services, OpenLayer JavaScript library to consume and display WMS and WFS at the client side. The desktop QGIS was used for spatial data preparation. Additional efforts are made to consolidate all the datasets Wise, Phase 1, Phase 2 and Phase 3 of the last 4 censuses with necessary data modeling for the measures and dimensions in a BI framework. The entire exercise was carried out over Spago-B, which is an open source BI tool over Tomcat Apache. For the application development, JSP, HTML and JavaScript were used. The expected reports are of OLAP cubes, charts and tabular based KPI and dashboard. Still, the efforts are in progress. This presentation is only to give a brief about the application so that your comments can be used for further enrichment. Now we shall move for the application. This is the main screen of the entire application. You have to log in to avail the facilities. Now I have logged in and I am going for the spatio-temporal data viewer because as I said earlier, the two parts of these applications are kept. One is that spatio-temporal data viewer and the BI framework. Right now we shall move for the spatio-temporal data viewer, and this is the main screen for the data viewer. Under this data viewer, we have the menus like data viewer, query and the language. Then under data viewer you have several options, that is census theme, dimension, then measure, then classification, then the comparison. So these are the menus which are kept in this application. Under census theme, you have to choose whether you are going to work with the phase 1 or phase 2 or phase 3. As I said, phase 1 is dealing with number and area of operational holdings, and phase 2, that is of detailed characteristics of holdings, and phase 3 is of input survey. Then I'm choosing the phase 1, that is of number and area of holdings. Then you have to move for the dimensions. And since this particular application deals with multiple dimensions, and the data set also contains multiple dimensions, the dimensions are kept like geo dimension, year dimension, social group, gender, holding size, then the holding type or characteristics. Under geo dimension, you have to choose whether you are going to work with the entire all India data or a particular state or a district. So we shall choose only a state, and I'm choosing Tamil Nadu. And under the year dimension, I'm choosing 2005-6. Under social group, you can choose scheduled caste, scheduled tribe or others, and total. And we have kept institutional in this category to get the total. And I'm choosing others category. Similarly, under gender dimension, you can have male, female and total. And again, for the same totaling purpose, we have kept institutional also in this group. I'm choosing male. Similarly, under holding size, you can choose size class. So in this category, you can see that the standard 10 size classes are kept. These are the size classes which are being used in the Indian agricultural census, where the below 0.5 hectare, then 0.5 to 1.0 hectare, like that you have all that 10 groups are kept here. Similarly, you have size group. Under size group, you have five-fold classification, that is marginal, small, semi-medium, medium, large and all classes. So these five-fold classes are basically merged from the 10 size classes. So I'm choosing marginal. And under holding type, you can choose individual, joint or institutional holdings. I'm choosing individual. So these are the dimensions we have fixed. Now we will move for the measures. Under phase 1, we have two measures. One is number and the other one is area. So I'm choosing number. And similarly, you can choose the classification, that is the number of classes you can choose. I'm choosing 5. Now we can go for seeing the map. So this is of Tamil Nadu, and these are the districts within the Tamil Nadu, and these categories are male, others, then the marginal holdings under individual category. So you can see that this Viluppuram and Kanyakumari, that is of higher number of means the highest number of holdings under male, others, marginal, individual category. And you can change this language to English. And similarly, you can change the color also. See, for instance, I am changing this color to blue and this to red and this to pink, this to green. Now you can see, so I can change the color, whichever color I like to keep it, I can change. Similarly, the title also I can change, like Tamil Nadu, marginal, individual, others, keeping a brief title. And this is the title, and this legend is of floating type, So you can fix wherever it is convenient to you. And here I just wanted to show you the base map details. The base map right now it is of Google Streets, and you can change to Google Hybrid also, and or OpenStreetMap, whichever you want to keep, you can keep it. I've kept Google Streets as a base map. Okay, and now you have seen this map. Now this map can be exported for printing. Okay. So this you can zoom, and you can go for printing it to a PDF. You can print it. Similarly, you have seen the map, and the same data set you can see through chart also. This is the bar chart, and this bar chart can be modified. The title you can modify whatever title you want, and similarly you can change the label of the x-axis or y-axis. Then you can have a subtitle. Then you can toggle the graph. See, you can toggle it. And similarly, you can change the scale, angle, height, width, all that you can change. Then once you are satisfied with this scale, title, all that, you can export it to a JPEG image, which you can insert in any of your document, or you can see it as a PDF document. PDF output also you can get it. So you can get as a PDF output, or you can export it as a JPEG image file. Okay. And here another facility is you can individually see the value of this data. Like holding type as individual, it is having 1,24,505 for Dharmaburi district. Similarly, for Dindigul, it is of 1,64,000. This of Viluppuram, you can see 3,06,881. So this way you can get the information also. And as I've told you that the entire map we have seen through a bar chart. You can change the chart type to pie chart also. Similarly, you can change it to a 3D column chart, or a scatter plot or line chart, or whichever is convenient to you. And one thing you can see that, see for instance this bar chart, the colors which you are seeing here is sync with the color which you have kept for the shading of the polygons. So the same color is retained. Now another option is the entire map data set which you are seeing here, we can export it to an Excel table. See for example, now the same data set which you have seen in the map is exported to a table. This table can further export it to an Excel, so that these Excel tables you can create some other charts which are available with the Excel, or you can create in a different format, or whatever is convenient, whatever is the requirement, you can choose that format. And here also the same color which is in sync with the map is maintained. Okay. This is actually one part of the application, that is we have seen a single map. Similarly, you can see the characteristics of holdings. Under characteristics of holding, I am choosing state, going for Karnataka, same 2005-6, and I'm choosing scheduled caste. I'm choosing small. I'm choosing the irrigation status, that is of wholly irrigated, and I'm choosing area. So this is Karnataka. See here, once you choose Karnataka, the native language is Kannada. That is being, the entire district names are displayed in the native language. If you want to choose, if you want to change, you can change this to English. So I'm going for Kannada. So this is the uh, application on the individual maps. Similarly, the same individual map you can see for the entire all India, which is of same category of data, which you have seen, which you can see for all the 4 states. Right now we have uploaded only the data sets for the 4 states, that is of Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, Kerala and Tamil Nadu. Entire southern state data is uploaded here. The common legend is kept here. You can see in entire Kerala you have all the marginal holdings, not even one single district where you have the holdings in the other, means the number of holdings are very less in this under scheduled caste. So the same thing I can change for others. Here, mostly in Andhra Pradesh you have more number of smallholders under wholly irrigated conditions. Okay. Similarly, I can change any other parameter like land use. Under land use, I can see the net area zone. See how the net area zone distribution shows the district wise. Now we can see the same data through a query later on. Okay. In the same way, now we shall move for the phase 2 part of the data set, that is the characteristics of holdings. So we can choose this characteristics of holding. Then we shall fix the dimension like state. We can choose Karnataka. Similarly, the time dimension 2005-6, in the social group as others, and the size group we can check for small, and holding type going for land use. In the land use, we can choose area under current fallow or other uncultivated, excluding fallow, culturable waste, net area zone, all this data set. Now I am choosing net area zone. And once we have come to this land use statistics, it is always, it refers to the area. So by default, it is fixed for the area. The measures are fixed for the area. So under classification, you can go for 5-fold, and you can change the color and you can go for seeing the map. The maps are in Kannada because that is the native language, and we can change the language to English so that it is clear for everybody. And now you can see that this Gulbarga and Belgaum shows the small farmers in the others category, their net area zone, how much hectares under net area zone. And these two districts are showing the highest area compared to the second category. Like this, you can see the data sets and its spatial distribution. Now we shall change the state to Andhra Pradesh, and we can choose, instead of others we can go for scheduled caste, and instead of small we can go for marginal, and instead of land use we can go for the irrigation status. Under irrigation status we can see that the holdings which are wholly irrigated, which are wholly unirrigated, and partly irrigated, and the total, that is holdings which are receiving irrigation. So we'll check this wholly irrigated holdings. Under measure, now you can go for number, that is number of holdings which are receiving, means which are wholly irrigated, and we can see the map, and you can go for charts, and you can export it, you can modify it, which we have seen earlier. Okay. Or you can choose a different chart, and you can export to a table. This statistics can be exported. Okay. So this is one way of seeing the data set, and similarly you can go for further lowest level, that is instead of state you can go for the district, and you can choose a particular district, like I'm choosing in Tamil Nadu. So for instance Tamil Nadu, under Tamil Nadu I'm choosing Coimbatore, and 2005-6 I'm choosing all, social category all, and holding size all, and irrigation status. You can go for sources of irrigation. So under sources of irrigation you can have canals, tanks, well, tube well, other sources. So we shall check the holdings which are irrigated through tube wells. Under tube well, the number of holdings which are receiving irrigation through tube wells. So this is the Coimbatore district. Under that we have several taluks. We can see under chart, and you can modify this chart. So in this again we can change the labels. We can see all the taluks in that Coimbatore district. The same thing you can edit, which I have said earlier. You can export the data to a table. and the same table you can export it to Excel or PDF, which we have seen earlier. Similarly, we can go for some other district, like instead of Coimbatore we can choose maybe Salem, and instead of large holding we can choose small. Under instead of sources of irrigation we can go for wells and tube wells, and we'll see number of wells in use with pump sets which is electrified, and wells in use with pump sets and diesels. These are all basically number of wells not in use, like that. So I'm choosing wells in use with pump sets which are electrified, and this data set is applicable to the measure number. Okay, now we shall see the map. So this is the Salem district of Tamil Nadu, and you can see number of holdings which are having wells with pump sets that are electrified, and in this Valapadi Taluk shows the highest, and the next is this Sangagiri. So like that the categories are made, and the same data set you can see through charts. You can modify the chart as we discussed earlier, for the title, scale, all that. Okay. And you can export or you can print the map, all that you can do with this. So in this way you can extract the information and you can visually see in a single map. Now in the next stage we shall go for comparing the two sets of data. The comparisons can be done in terms of time dimension or geo dimension or with attributes. So under time dimension you can compare the data, the same set of data for the two censuses, like 2005-6 can be compared with 2001 or 95-96. Similarly for all the parameters like phase 1, phase 2, phase 3. And under geo dimension you can compare the same data set for two states or two districts. Okay, this is a spatial comparison. Okay. Similarly, you can compare for the attributes, like two set of data set you can see, like in the single state, like one map for the wholly irrigated and another map for wholly unirrigated. The one set of data for the net area zone, the another set of data for area under current value. So this way you can see multiple attributes for a single dimension. Okay. So you can choose any of these attributes. So we shall see these data sets in a comparative view in the next session. For comparing the parameters, let's go to the menu and we'll choose the phase 1, that is census theme as phase 1, number and area of holdings, and dimension we'll fix it up as all India, and year as 2005-6, and social group let's take all, and gender again the total, and size group let's take all classes, And the holding type, again I'm taking all. The measure, the number, classification, again I'm fixing the 5 classes, and I'm changing the colors. Now this single map shows the total number of holdings in 2005-6 under all categories, irrespective of social dimension or size categories or whatever it is. The total number of holdings in 2005-6. Okay. Under these 5 classes, it is grouped. All these districts are grouped into 5 classes. Now the same class how it was earlier in 2001 census. Let's compare. Let's take the time dimension. So I'm taking 2001 and 2005. Now you can see that 2001, 2005. Okay. You can see that the top there are some changes in Warangal and Karimnagar in Andhra Pradesh. The same way you can see in all other places like Belgaum in Karnataka, there is a change, and similarly you can see that in this Koppal, I think, see, this is the area, there is no change, and we can move further down. See here, under Nalgonda and Guntur there is a change, and similarly we can go down like Kadapa there is a change, and Prakasam there is a change, and similarly you can move this Bangalore rural also there is a change, and Mandya district in Karnataka there is a change, Dharmapuri in Tamil Nadu there is a change. Okay, and similarly this Ernakulam in Kerala there is a change. So in this way visually you can see the changes wherever it has happened. Okay. Even in Thoothukudi in Tamil Nadu there is a change. Okay. So whether the changes are increase or decrease, that you can see from the groups. Okay. So in this way you can compare the same parameter for 2 time periods. Otherwise you can compare instead of time dimension I can go for a geo dimension. That is, I can compare Andhra Pradesh with Karnataka for the same parameter. See, so that you can see it in a little more detail in 2 windows. See, Andhra Pradesh and Karnataka. This is of single time period 2005-6. See what is the changes, means how the distribution of total number of holdings are in districts in Andhra Pradesh and Karnataka. Okay, that is what type of changes in the distributions are there among the districts of these 2 states. You can maximize this window. Can maximize this window, or you can maximize this window also. Okay. So these facilities are provided just to view the maps in little more detail. Okay. Similarly, we can choose a different parameter by changing the dimension. Let's take for example in 2005-6, let's take the scheduled tribes and go for the total, and similarly we'll take all classes, and holding type as individual. Let's take for all the state, the schedule type uh, holdings are showed here, and this we can compare between two states, like instead of geo, instead of time, I can go for geo, taking Andhra Pradesh, and let's take Tamil Nadu. So this is Andhra Pradesh and Tamil Nadu. Obviously, in Andhra Pradesh, scheduled tribe holdings are more in Andhra Pradesh than Tamil Nadu. You can see the distribution is very limited distribution. Even in some of the districts, there is no scheduled tribe holdings. However, if you see in Andhra Pradesh, in almost all the districts, the scheduled tribe holdings are distributed. Particularly this Khammam district is showed more number of holdings under scheduled tribes in comparison with all other districts. You can zoom this. Similarly, you can zoom and maximize. Okay. In this way, we can make comparisons, and let's see some more charts, more maps in this way. We'll choose instead of scheduled tribe, I'm taking all classes. Again, I'm going for show map. Instead of all India, I'm taking state as Tamil Nadu. Okay. Now Tamil Nadu is chosen, is taken here. Now this Tamil Nadu we can compare with Karnataka, or we can go for attribute comparisons. That is, we can choose gender as male, or we can choose all that is male and female. We can see the bar inside. See, this way multiple themes are showed here. That is the map distribution in terms of holding type as individual. Within that, we are trying to show through this chart that the male and female holdings. That in the same way, now we shall move for comparing the parameters related to schedule H, that is the characteristics of holdings. So we'll select the theme as characteristics of holdings and fix the dimension like all India, and year as 2005-6, and the social group will choose others, and the size group as marginal, and the characteristics, that is the holding characteristics, will choose land use. Under land use, we can see net area zone or area under current fallow, or fallow other than current fallows, etc. Okay. And in this, the entire dimension and the theme related to area. Okay. So the classification, as we have seen earlier, we'll fix it to 5 classes, and I'll change the color and see the map. Now, so this entire thing, for the districts in all the 4 southern states, the net area zone under different classes it is given here. And now the same thing can be compared with the time dimension. That is, we can compare the same thing with 2001 and 2005. Okay. So we can compare like this, and you can see that there are some changes in these areas, and even in this Belgaum in Karnataka, and similarly here also some changes like in Adilabad in Andhra Pradesh, and in this part of it in Andhra Pradesh, even in some places like Prakasam district there is some change. Okay. And if you come to Tamil Nadu side, again there is not much of change in Tamil Nadu except this particular place like Ramanathapuram. You can see that in Ramanathapuram there is a small change in this. Okay, so in this way we can see different parameters under time dimension. Now we can change the dimension to see, for example, instead of net area zone we can go for culturable waste. Okay, in Tamil Nadu, for example, now instead of all India I can go for a particular state like Tamil Nadu. Okay. So under Tamil Nadu, what is the cultural waste scenario between 2005-6 to 2005-6 and 2000-2001? Okay. So this is the cultural waste scenario between the 2 census periods. Okay. See here. See, there is a change between this the change in Dindigul district, and similarly you can see in Vellore district there is a change. Okay. The same thing we can see with a graph. See, in 2 time periods how the culturable waste is showed here. Okay. Of course the title is to be changed. So in this way we can see the graph for the 2 time periods under the bar graph. We can see the data set also in this. In certain districts you can see that there is a huge variations between 2 census periods in terms of culturable waste. The same thing can be seen in terms of net area zone. Suppose for the net area zone in Tamil Nadu, between these 2 censuses we can see and the same thing you can see through the graph also. See, here you can see that in net area zone not much of changes in all the districts except Dharmapuri. Of course, Dharmapuri there is a change. It may be because of the district which is bifurcated between Dharmapuri and Krishnagiri. So maybe because of that. Otherwise, almost not much of change in districts between two censuses in terms of net area zone. The same graph you can see through a line chart also. And similarly, you can see a maximized map of this, or you can have a combined map in one window. This you can export it for your report. You can change the title and export it for your report purpose. Okay. This is one way of seeing. The same parameter we can see in further going for the taluks. For example, we can choose the dimension as, instead of state, we can choose district, and the same parameters we can check for the comparison. So when we choose district, it will show all the taluks within the district. Now you can see that these are the variations between two census periods in terms of net area zone for all the taluks of Tamil Nadu. So this is one way of seeing the information in with further details. We can see wherever changes are there, you can see that there are some changes in these areas. Okay, and here also some changes. So in this way we can visualize the changes wherever happened in terms of net area zone. Okay. Similarly, we can see for the parameter related to irrigation. That is, we have selected irrigation status. Under irrigation status, we have seen wholly irrigated. Okay, wholly irrigated area in two time periods we can see in this map. Okay. Similarly, there are some changes in this part of Tamil Nadu, and again some changes here also in Andhra Pradesh, in Tamil Nadu. So this way visually whatever changes have happened in the taluks of different districts we can see for Tamil Nadu. So now we shall move for changing the comparison dimension in terms of geo. For example, the two states we can compare is Karnataka and Andhra Pradesh. And instead of district, we should change to state, and here we should choose Karnataka. Okay, now we can see that these two states, how the wholly irrigated area is distributed. Sorry. So we have to choose wholly irrigated. So the distribution for wholly irrigated uh, area in terms of Andhra Pradesh and Karnataka is displayed here. The same data sets we can visually see in terms of graphs. For example, this is for Andhra Pradesh and this is for Karnataka, and okay, now we can see drill down to uh, the districts in Andhra Pradesh, and we can go back again. We can uh, drill down to the districts of Karnataka. So this way, this chart gives an opportunity to see how the state as a whole has changed in terms of number of holdings under wholly irrigated condition, and similarly how the same number of holdings are distributed in different districts of uh, Andhra Pradesh and Karnataka. So this way, this chart helps us to drill down between state to districts. Now we shall change the parameters for different set of statistics. Like we'll change it to Tamil Nadu, and instead of irrigation status, we'll go for sources of irrigation. Under sources of irrigation, we can see how the tubes, the number of the area irrigated by tubes are distributed. So we have to change the language to English. And now we can see that the sources of irrigation under tubewell for Tamil Nadu and Karnataka for the marginal farmers. And instead of marginal farmers, we can check for the uh, whole area. We can see that it shows that in Karnataka there are many number of tubewells are placed compared to Tamil Nadu. Okay. At the same time, now we can change to different parameters, like instead of sources of irrigation, we can go for irrigation status under wholly irrigated. Okay. And instead of Tamil Nadu and Karnataka, we can change it to Tamil Nadu and Kerala. So these are the areas which are wholly irrigated by tubewells. Okay. In the same way, now we shall move for comparing attributes. So far we have seen the comparison in terms of time dimension and geo dimension. Now we'll choose attribute in terms of see, for example, let's take tenancy. In that, wholly owned and self-operated and wholly leased. So now you can see that in Tamil Nadu, the distribution of wholly owned and self-operated holdings and wholly leased holdings, how they are distributed. See, in many of the districts there are no leased holdings. Maybe it is under reporting or otherwise. In some of the districts you can see that there are wholly leased holdings are still represented. Here it is wholly owned and self-operated. So the distribution is clearly showed here. Similarly, we'll change to instead of tenancy, we shall move for even net area zone, how it is distributed. Net area zone and area under current values. Okay. Net area zone and area under current values. The same parameters we can see for even all the taluks. Okay. So now we shall move for other parameters like under irrigation status, we'll see wholly irrigated and wholly unirrigated holdings. So this way wholly irrigated and wholly unirrigated holdings means that the area, how that area is distributed in different districts of Tamil Nadu is showed here. Okay. So this way we can see several attributes we can compare. Now we shall go for the sources of irrigation. For example, I'll be taking the canals and tanks. Maybe we can take well and tube well. All four will combinedly will take in terms of number of holdings. So this way even the four parameters are showed here. So this first window shows the number of holdings receiving irrigation through canals. This second window shows the source as tanks. The third window, the source through wells. Here it is through tube wells. Okay. This way maximum four parameters we can choose at a time to see the comparative view of different attributes. See, for example, now we can see even the wells in use with pump sets which are electrified, and similarly wells in use with pump sets which are through diesels. Okay. So this way you can see there are, see here wells in use with pump sets which are electrified. You can see that more numbers are showed in these areas. There is Vellore, Thiruvannamalai and Viluppuram districts. And the second category we can see in Erode, Coimbatore, Salem. Maybe a small cluster is formed in these areas. And similarly you can see there's wells in use with pump sets which are diesel energized is more in Dindigul. The second means the highest in Dindigul. The second category we can see in Dharmapuri. The third in Perambalur and Nagapattinam area. The other categories are like Viluppuram. So this way we can see, and if one wants to relate it with a ground means the groundwater map or some other maps, which is possible if we add the base maps to this. Okay, so this way different attributes one can see through these comparative windows. Further, we have made an attempt to build some key indicators to give an in-depth insight into the data set. For instance, I'm choosing here as key indicators. Under key indicators, we have built some few indicators, and we shall go into that in detail. Now I'm choosing the change analysis. Under change analysis, you have to fix the state Tamil Nadu. I'm choosing 2 time period, and similarly you can choose that how you wanted to analyze how the changes have happened in the number of holdings in the scheduled caste category between 2001 and 2005-6. Here I can choose either individually a male holding, or I can combine both male and female together, excluding institutional, and I can choose a particular category of holding size, or I can choose all classes. So I'm choosing all classes. Okay. And similarly we have to choose for the holding type, and I have taken only the individual holding. Similarly you can choose the category, which is of I've taken 3 categories. See, in this you can see that this is 2000-2001, and this window is for 2005 and 6, and here you can see in the legend that wherever the particular data set or the parameter has showed a decrease, you can see in red color. Wherever there is no change, that is in green, and here there is I think here the changes have happened in almost all the districts, and the blue color indicates the increasing changes in these districts. So the number of scheduled caste holdings in these particular red color districts are decreased. So this way, wherever the increasing tendency or decreasing tendency, we can analyze it. For example, we can see that how much is decreased, and here you can see the data set, that is it was in 29,000 in 2000-2001, and it has decreased to 15,000 something, with a difference of 13,954 holdings. Similarly, we can see for Viluppuram an increase, that is of 84,772 holdings to 93,248 holdings, with an addition of 8,476 holdings. Okay, so this way you can see the differences of a single parameter in 2 time periods, whether there is an increase or decrease, or there is no change. And similarly we can see some other parameters. We can select, for instance, here I am choosing all social group, and only the female holdings, how it is getting increased or decreased. See, in many of the districts you can see that in Tamil Nadu there is an increasing tendency of these two censuses, that the female holders are, number of female holders are getting increased, except few districts like Tiruvallur, Kanchipuram, Dharmapuri and Coimbatore and Sivaganga. So these are the 5 states which are showing decreasing tendency. Otherwise all other districts are showing the increasing tendency. So this is one way of seeing the data, and similarly we have also compiled under key indicators like the location quotient of a particular parameter. See, for example, I am choosing in Tamil Nadu, taking 2005-6. So where the location quotient for scheduled caste and scheduled tribe combinedly, and I am taking both male and female, and size group I have taken all classes and individual number of holdings. You can see that the location quotient is more in these districts. Of course, you can clearly see that a spatial cluster is formed in terms of location quotient for the scheduled caste and scheduled tribe number of holders. So this is one cluster we can see, and here another cluster, this is another cluster, and here of course a small cluster is showed here. See where the location, individual location quotient you can check. For instance, Sivaganga, Thuthukudi location quotient is 1.5 something, and here in Dindigul you can see the location quotient is 0.6654. So this way the location quotient is analyzed, and that is categorized into 3 groups, or you can change into 2 groups also. That is, see, location quotient is 1 in these areas, and location quotient is less than 1 in these areas. Okay. And similarly we can change any other parameter for the location quotient. You can select where the small holders are concentrated. See, for example, marginal and small combinedly I am taking for all social group, but for marginal and small holders. See, under 2 categories you can see that these 2 districts, like 3 districts of course, Erode, Coimbatore and Karur, and in addition this Thuthukudi showed less than 1 location quotient, and this green in all other districts shows the more than 1 location quotient. Okay. So this way the location quotient is analyzed for all the parameters. You can choose in different combinations. At the same time we can move for another parameter which we have added is average holding size, and average holding size you can take for Tamil Nadu, and you can choose for scheduled caste, scheduled tribe combinedly, male, female, and again with marginal and small, or I can choose only the marginal holders and individual. I can choose the area because it requires both number and area. So automatically it is fixed for both, because average holding size is defined as a ratio of total area divided by the number of holdings. So it requires both the number and area as measures. And I can choose 3 classes under this. So you can see that within Tamil Nadu, the highest uh, average holding size is showed in these districts, which shows a cluster again. And similarly, this green area shows the average holding size within the marginal holders between 0.25 to 0.36. Uh, and you can see the individual data. Okay, individual data set in a separate window. In the same way, we can change for some other state in the dimension. See, for example, I am changing to scheduled caste for Andhra Pradesh, or scheduled tribe, and I am combining both male and female, and similarly for marginal and small, or I can take for all classes. Okay. Of course, we have to change it to 2 class. So this map shows the average holding size for scheduled tribe holdings in Andhra Pradesh, but for the category of small and marginal farmers combined. We can increase it to even 5 classes to see the concentration. Now here you can see that in Nellore and Visakhapatnam, Godavari and Adilabad, Medak, in these districts the concentration is more, the average holding size is more in these districts, and similarly the other categories are shown. And now in this way we can see the average holding size changing different combinations or parameters in the dimensions. Even you can see exclusively for institutional holding, or exclusively for a small holder, or a medium holder, or large holder, or individual holding, or separately for joint holdings or institutional holdings. In this way you can have different combinations. So far we have seen a single map. The same thing you can go for comparisons with time and geodimensions. See, for instance, I am going for the key indicator again for the location quotient and taking Tamil Nadu. Location quotient of scheduled caste holdings in 2005-6 and 2001 and 2005. So I am taking 2005-6, and here I have to choose the comparison. I am going for time, choosing 2001 and 2005. Of course, you have to change the classification into 2, because location quotient is always referred either below or above 1. See, this is the schedule cast under all classes, the location quotient for this. Of course, not much of change in 2 time period for the location quotient. Almost the same cluster you can see. There is no change at all, almost. Okay. If I change to different category, for example, I am combining schedule caste and schedule tribe. Now let's see if there is any change in this. When I combine both schedule caste and schedule tribe, again not much of change in the location quotient. There is no change at all. Now again we'll change it to combining others with that. Then I am seeing if there is any change. Of course, now we can see that there is a small change in this location quotient for these 2 time periods. So in this way we can compare the location quotient for 2 time period. In the same way we can compare the location quotient for 2 geographical areas. For example, Tamil Nadu with Kerala or Kerala with Karnataka. In that way the geodimension is also possible. Further attempt is also made to build a simple query module to retrieve basic information. Maybe we can call it as a flat query. Okay. See, for instance, in this we have built certain data marts. We can call now as data marts. In this we have 3 set of data marts, like a schedule that is T1, that is number and area of operational holdings, and the second one characteristics of holdings, and the third one input survey. So under this data mart, each data mart will have several fact tables. So these are listed here, and all that related to the T1. Now to implement our basic query, we have to select the fields which are required to implement our query. For instance, just to show that our query is like retrieve number of schedule caste, schedule tribe and others, as well as institutional holdings in districts for the state of Tamil Nadu in the year 2005-06. It's a very basic and very flat query. We shall implement it, and to implement we have to select the fields which are relevant or required for this particular query. In this we have to select census year, state, district and gender. Gender we don't need, a social group, and similarly we need the total number and total area. Okay. And now once you select there, all that fields which we have selected is displayed in the query window. Okay. Under query window you can see that the first one is all that selected fields. The second column is on alias. Alias means maybe we can give some clarity to the field names. You can change the field names which will be which will have some more clarity. For example, the census year, I'm typing it in capital letter. Okay. And similarly on the function we have to select what type of function we need. For example, these functions are relevant for the measures. Here the measures are number and area. So our function required is sum. So we have selected sum. Okay. Similarly, uh, we can go for the ordering of the results. The ordering we can do it in terms of uh, ascending order or descending order. So here we have taken taken it as ascending order. Similarly, we have to apply some filter, because filtering means our concern is not all the census years. Our concern is only census year 2005-6. So we have to filter it. Second, our concern is only for the state of Tamil Nadu, so we have to select state. Okay, so these two we have selected. So census year we have to select 2005-6, and state we have to select Tamil Nadu. So we have selected. Now we have selected both the filtering conditions. Now we shall go for the result. Okay, and see our tables, we could display it. Now with the same results we can go for seeing the charts as well as the maps. Even if the need is to export the table to the Excel, that can also be done with this. Okay, now we shall go for the chart part of it. And here chart we can select even the x-axis, y-axis, whatever we have to display on the title, we can do that. So our chart title is social groups, and y-axis represents the holdings, and we can see different set of charts. For instance, here we'll see the bar graph. And this way we can display the charts with the query output. And similarly, you can change this chart to some other type. Even the line chart we can see. Similarly, the stacked bar, different types of charts we can choose under this category. Okay. Now with the same output we can display on the map also. For displaying it on the map, we shall go for another query. Okay. Now see, for example, the query will be like list all the districts where SC holdings are more than 50,000. So this is our query, and for this query we have to now select the fields which are required. Okay, and again this query is also for Tamil Nadu for the year 2005-6, and now we have to choose the field as census year, state, then districts, then social group, total holdings, that is total number. Okay. So here we have to select the function for the measure, that is of total number of holdings. Our measure is sum, and after selecting the sum we should go for the filtering conditions. Like census year, we should filter it to 2005-6. Similarly, the state we should filter for Tamil Nadu, and social group also we have to filter. In this case, that is only for scheduled caste. So these are the three filtering conditions we should apply. So census year equals to 2005-6. Then similarly, state equals to Tamil Nadu. And similarly, the social group condition, that is a social group equals to scheduled caste. So then we have to go for another condition, like not all the scheduled caste. We have to apply another condition that the districts which are having this scheduled caste holdings more than 50. So we have to select the having clause, that is, we have to apply the sum, and this total number is greater than 50,000. So these are our conditions for our query. Now we should see the results. See, in whole of Tamil Nadu, a particular district that is of Kanchipuram, this district, then Ramanathapuram, Thiruvannamalai and Viluppuram. All these 4 districts are having more than 50,000 scheduled caste holdings. So if any particular scheme for the scheduled caste has to be implemented, these are the 4 districts which are to be selected. In this way, a small, simple query can be implemented. Now we shall see the same results on the map. So we have to again select the dimension for the district, the total number, year as 2005-06 and state as Tamil Nadu. And we can see the results on the map. So these are the 4 districts which are having the scheduled caste holdings which are more than 50,000. So this is what we have seen the results in the table, and we have seen the results on the map also. Okay. This way we can implement the simple queries on this query module. Even we can go for another small query in the same way, like list all the districts where female holders are more than 50,000. So we'll again select the fields which are required for this particular query. Again, the state is Tamil Nadu, and census year we need, then the district we need, and similarly we need gender. So we have to select the gender. At the same time, we have to go for the total number of holdings. So these are the fields which are required. Now we have to select the function sum for the measures, and we have to apply the filter. So census year. So we have to choose the census year and the state. Similarly, gender, we have to apply the filter. So these are the 3 filtering parameters. So the census year equals to 2005-06, and similarly the state equals to Tamil Nadu. And the gender, we'll have to select female, and we have to apply the having condition. Having the sum is greater than 50,000. So So these are the districts where the female holdings are more than 50,000. So this way we can apply some filtering or maybe the flat queries to retrieve basic information, and in the same way we can go for little more complicated data retrieval with necessary SQL conditions. Okay. So far we have seen under the query module how to retrieve basic information from the voluminous database. Okay, so this development is still in a rudimentary stage, and we are trying to add more and more functionalities for the querying purpose, and of course it will be developed as a full-fledged system for data retrieval with the necessary SQL conditions. just to conclude, I just wanted to add, in this development, as I said in the beginning, this is the first part of it, which is totally the data viewer part of it. Of course, we have seen in the data viewer with base maps with Google and Google Maps, and then OpenStreetMap and all that. Similarly, we can add the data sets, a spatial data set like yield or production with the spatial maps. We can relate it, and similarly we can add the base maps like agroclimatic regions, agroecological regions, then the location of the agricultural related infrastructures, for example like godowns, cold storage, then fertilizer, pesticide shops, even the seed depots, etc. Even we can give the locations of banks, credit societies, etc. We can add to that, and of course, I'll definitely agree. There are lot many loose ends that are to be tied. As I said, still the development is in progress, and this is the first part of it. We have seen, as we have seen in the first screen, the spatio-temporal data viewer. This is the first part. We have seen the details of what is the facilities, what are the facilities provided for the users. Similarly, in the second part, we have attempted to give a BI framework for the entire agricultural census data, and we have implemented this with the open source tool called Spago-B, which is a totally freeware. We'll give the details in a next presentation, which will be uploaded in a 1 or 2 weeks after this. Just we are looking forward to hear your comments so that the application can be enriched further. Thank you.